Hello, my dear children. Children, in the class today, we will work out error analysis. This is one of the very important topics of measurement. Well, what is error? Well, we know that the true value of any physical quantity is imaginary. We can never find out the true value of any physical quantity. So, whatever we measure with the help of various instruments always differs from true value. And the difference of the measured value from true value is what is called as error. Well, all the types of errors are categorized into two categories. One is called systematic error, the other one is called as unsystematic error. Any error whose system is known to us, whose reason is known to us, whose process is known to us, that is called as systematic error. And if the error is systematic, the way it has come into your observation, calculation or your experiment, if that is known to us, it is avoidable error. So all errors which can be avoided, they belong to the category of systematic errors. All instrumental error or all errors related with instrument, all errors related with instruments are systematic errors. Since the reason of the error is known to us, we can avoid them. On the other hand, unsystematic errors are those errors whose technique, whose process, whose reason is not known to us. They all are called unavoidable errors. And most of the errors which belong to these categories are related with environmental changes. So any error which you can avoid is systematic, and the error which cannot be avoided is unsystematic. Well, now let us see the mathematical notation of errors. This is Y, notation of absolute value. Absolute value of any quantity is imaginary. We know that. Whatever we measure always differs from the true value, that is absolute value. This is Y dash. Difference between Y dash and Y, that is measured value and absolute value, is what is called as delta Y, that is absolute error. And if we divide this absolute error with absolute value of the quantity, we get fractional error. And if we multiply this fractional error with 100, what do we get? Percentage error. So all these notations are standard. The measured value Y dash is also written as Y plus minus delta Y. If we write a physical quantity, measurable quantity with absolute value and errors, absolute errors together, we write it as shown here, Y dash is equal to Y plus minus delta Y. This notation is called as quantity with error limits. These standard notations are going to be used throughout. Okay children, let us work out a relation of fractional errors and percentage errors. Well, let us assume that the physical quantity Y depends upon other quantities A, B, C by the relation as shown here. Y is equal to K times A to the power small a, B to the power minus B, C to the power what? Gamma. This K is constant. So what is the fractional error of Y and how it depends upon ABC? What is the percentage error of Y and how it depends upon ABC? That is what is going to be worked out before you. Well, we take the log of both the sides of this given relation. If we take the log of both sides, we get log of Y is equal to log of this whole quantity. And log of this whole quantity is what? Log of K. We open up this bracket, apply the property of logarithm. Log of K plus log of A to the power A plus log of B to the power minus B plus log of C to the power gamma. And if we further solve it, what do we get? Log of K and log of A to the power A can be written as A log of A. Log of B to the power minus B can be written as minus B log of B. And log of C to the power gamma can be written as gamma log of C. Now, all of you know y is equal to log of x. If we differentiate y with respect to x, delta y by delta x, we get it as 1 upon x. You know this differentiation. So delta y by delta x is equal to 1 upon x. So what is delta y? This delta y is going to be delta x upon x. Delta y is going to be delta x upon x. Remember, this is differential operator. So y is equal to log of x. So differential of y is going to be delta x upon x. And this is the result I am going to use. This is the result which is going to be used in the above relation. Now what we are going to do, we are going to differentiate both sides. This expression is going to be differentiated with respect to the variable. So like the differential of log of x is what? Delta x upon x. Therefore differential of log of y is going to be what? Delta y upon y. K is a constant. Differential of log of k is going to be what? 0. Differential of constant is 0. A times log of a. A times differential of log of a. Differential of log of a would be what? Delta a upon a. Minus times log of b. Differential of log of b is going to be delta b upon b. Plus gamma times differential of log of c is going to be delta c upon c. See, differential of log of x is delta x upon x. That is what is being used here. Here and here. So what do we get? Left hand side as delta y upon y is equal to a times delta a upon a minus b times delta b upon b plus gamma times delta c upon c. Now in error analysis, for maximum permissible error, all these negative signs are converted into positive signs. This is pure differentiation. But we want to use this result into error analysis. So errors, whether they are positive or negative, errors are always added up and make up what? Bigger error. So all the negative, this negative sign is exclusively because of the pure differentiation. But since we want to apply this result into our error analysis, so all these negative signs are going to be converted into positive. Error, whether positive or negative, is always added up. Therefore, what happens? Delta y upon y is equal to a times delta a upon a. This negative is converted into positive sign. B times delta b upon b plus gamma times delta c upon c. This is very, very important result. And how this result is going to be stated? See, fractional error of y is sum total of power times the fractional errors of the quantities it depends upon. Well, this is the derivation of the result. You might skip this derivation because this derivation is rarely going to be asked. You can skip this derivation if you wish, because the possibility of being asked this derivation is very, very remote. But what is very, very important is you must understand the result. This is formula y, formula of physical quantity y. It depends upon other physical quantities a, b, c by the relation what? Y is equal to k constant times a to the power a, b to the power minus b, c to the power gamma. So what is this? Fractional error of y is sum total of power times fractional error of a plus power times fractional error of b plus gamma times fractional error of c. So delta y upon y is a times, that is power times fractional error of a plus power times fractional error of b plus power times fractional error of c. So fractional error of a quantity is sum total of power times the fractional errors of the quantities it depends upon. This is fractional error of y, this is fractional error of a, this is fractional error of b, this is fractional error of c. And if we multiply both sides by 100, what do we get? This is percentage error of a, y, and that is equal to a times percentage error of a plus b times percentage error of b plus gamma times percentage error of c. So percentage error of quantity y is also sum total of power times the percentage errors of the quantities it depends upon. Power may be positive, may be negative, but it would always be added up. So this was very, very important result, and without understanding this result we cannot work out anything in this particular unit. Okay children, let us work out some numericals. Well, the very first numerical is like this. Radius of a sphere is measured with an error of 2%. We measure the radius of a sphere with an error of 2%. Find percentage error in its volume. What is volume of a sphere? Volume of a sphere is 4 pi by 3 r cube. Error in radius is what? 2%. So what is error in volume? See, error of a quantity is power times the error of the quantity it depends upon. Percentage error of V is going to be 3 times. This is constant. Percentage error of V is going to be 3 times percentage error of radius. So that way percentage error of volume is 3 times percentage error of radius. That is 3 into 2 is what? 6%. So the percentage error in the volume of this sphere is 6%. Now look here, question number 2. Y is equal to A to the power 2, B to the power 3, C to the power 1, D to the power half. These are in the denominator. That means the powers are negative. So Y is depending upon A, B, C and D as per this formula. Value of Y is calculated after reading and recording the values of A, B, C and D. So A, B, C and D are recorded with errors of 1%, 2%, 3% and 4%. Find errors of Y. Find out the error of Y. So we are again going to use the same result which we deduce here. Percentage error of a quantity is sum total of power times the percentage errors of the quantities it depends upon. So Y depends upon A, Y depends upon B, Y depends upon C and it depends upon D also. So the percentage error of Y is going to be 2 times percentage error of A plus 3 times percentage error of B plus 1 times percentage error of C plus half times percentage error of D. What is this? This is what you have just understood. So percentage error of Y or fractional error of Y is always sum total of percentage power times percentage errors of the quantities it depends upon, or power times fractional error of the quantities it depends upon. Well, percentage error of Y is going to be 2 times percentage error of A, 3 times percentage error of B, 1 times percentage error of C and half times percentage error of D. If we substitute all these values here, 2 into 1, 3 into 2, 1 into 3, half into 4, it comes out to be 13. Therefore, percentage error of Y is going to be 13, or error of Y is going to be 13%. Question number 3. Distance S is recorded as S is equal to 50.0 plus minus 0.5 meter. This is distance written with error limits, quantity with error limits. Now what is asked is find out absolute error, find out fractional error and percentage error of distance. Now this notation, in this notation, this is absolute value, this is absolute error, this is of course measured value. Well, so what is absolute value? 50. What is absolute value? 50. What is absolute error? 0.5. So the very first answer, absolute error, is this. What is fractional error? Fractional error is absolute error upon absolute value. 0.5 upon 50. 0.5 upon 50 is what? 5 upon 500, that is 1 upon 100, that is 0.01. This is answer number 2. That is fractional error. And what is percentage error? You multiply this with 100. So 0.01 when multiplied with 100 gives us what? 1. So the percentage error is what? 1. Very simple numerical. Next question. The length of two objects is measured and recorded as L1 is equal to 5.4 plus minus 0.3 centimeter. L2 is equal to 1.3 plus minus 0.2 centimeter. Find L1 plus L2 and L1 minus L2. Well, what is L1 plus L2? Well, L1 plus L2 is when we add or subtract two quantities written with error limits, then what happens? Their absolute values are added or subtracted as per the law of addition and subtraction we have studied in significant figure. But these absolute errors, whether we add quantities or subtract quantities, they are always added up. So if we find out L1 plus L2, these absolute values are of course added up. 4 plus 3, that is 7. 5 plus 1 is what? 6. 6.7. Plus minus, what is this? 0.3 and 0.2. So absolute errors are added like this. This is answer of part 1. And when we subtract L2 from L1, so absolute values are subtracted. 5.4 minus 1.3 is what? 4.1. But absolute errors, even in this case, are what? Added up. So what is remarkable about this question is the fact that whether we add or subtract the quantities with error limits, their absolute errors are always added up. And the last question is displacement S in time t are measured and recorded as S is equal to 80 plus minus 0.4 meter, t is equal to 5 plus minus 0.5 second. Well, what is average velocity? Well, average velocity is the ratio of displacement to time. So what is absolute value of displacement? Absolute value of displacement is this. And what is absolute value of time? 5. So absolute value of velocity is absolute value of displacement, that is 80, and time is what? 5, that is 60 meter per second. So this is absolute value of velocity. See, distance and time both are given with error limits. We are going to find out the velocity, average velocity. That average velocity has to be in the same notation as is the notation of displacement and time, that is with error limits. Well, v is equal to s to the power 1 upon t to the power 1. This is again a formula of velocity. So velocity depends upon displacement to the power 1, time to the power 1. So what is fractional error of v? Fractional error of v is going to be power time, that is 1 times fractional error of s, plus power of time is 1 times fractional error of t. So what is delta v is to v? V we have already found out as 16. We substitute it here. Delta v is written as it is. And what about delta s? Delta s is 0.4. And what is s? That is 80. What is delta t? Delta t is 0.5. And what is t? That is 5. This is absolute value. So we substitute the values of delta s, delta t, t here, and if we solve this, what do we get? We get delta v as 1.68. This is the value of delta v. This is absolute error of velocity. So what is average velocity? Average velocity is going to be absolute value of velocity plus minus absolute error. Absolute value of velocity we have already found out. It came out to be 16, and absolute value of error is what? 1.68. So we write it as what? 16 plus minus 1.68, or if you want to write it up to one place, you can write it as 16 plus minus 1.7 meter per second. So this is the average value of velocity with error limits. Well children, with this we come to the end of today's class. We will continue with measurement even in the next lecture. So until we meet again tomorrow, goodbye.